North Park, the concrete jungle, where the streets loves nobody. Welcome to North Park Comic Book Series. Today we got a special episode. Today we're going to be diving into some good adventures on what it's like for me to create North Park comic book characters and also the world. Before we begin, first I just want to give you all a quick demonstration on what I've been doing behind the scenes of creating North Park comic book series. For those of you who don't know, I'm gonna kind of give you an update on what I've been doing in the North Park comic book series. Today we gonna be talking about creating the characters. As you can see, this is one of the characters that I created for North Park comic book series. It is one of my characters that I really grown to really have a good motion of feelings for. As you can see, he got the radio, he got the blind, he got that swag look that I really like about him. But one thing about his character and his personality and the way he is as a character, as we continue to demonstrate in this project, I'm going to show you all what it's like to create him, and what it's like to color him, paint him, and bring him to life. So what I'm going to do, now that I sketched him out, I created him, I sketched him, and then I brought him into Adobe Illustrator to kind of give him, the outlining of it. So now what we're gonna do from Adobe Illustrator, we're gonna bring him into Photoshop. And here's another character as well. That's gonna be for the next episode. This is another one of my characters for North Park comic book series. He is from he's a fox. So get ready for him as well. But today we're going to be focused on the shark. I really haven't gave him a name yet, because the more I create him, like I said, you got to give him personality. You got to give him all types of things to really give him that feeling. But today we just going to be really like creating him far as the character. So get ready for this amazing thing. This is Photoshop. This is where all the magic is when you start to bring him to life, far as the colors, the designs, and things like that. So what we're gonna do, we bring him into there, we're gonna create a layer, and we're gonna call this colors. So this is the layer under this layer. See, the first layer is, maybe name this shark. So I named this shark. So this is the character first layer, but up under you see the layer of colors. So this is where we're gonna. So another thing. So to get a shark colors and to get. So what I did, I downloaded a photo of a shark off Google. So mainly the only thing I'm gonna use this for is really just for the colors. That's it. And that's mainly it. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna begin to, like I said, we're gonna get the colors from him. And you're gonna see me zoom all the way in, and we're gonna begin to create. So as you can see the colors, you can already see the amazing colors of this project, as you can see me creating. See, when I first started using a Wacom, by the way, this is called a Wacom tablet that I'm using. I normally, for those who've been following me, I've been keeping update with what I've been doing. I use this Wacom tablet. I had another Wacom tablet where you draw from a black surface, like a later a earlier model that I had, maybe 5 years old. So I recently, like I said, upgraded it to something that I really admire. So let me see. So we're gonna do this, and using this type of Wacom with the screen, where you could touch the screen with the pen, is much more easier and much more flexible than the one I had before. So now that you all kind of get the feel of what I'm doing, so like I said, I'm slowly gonna design this, and like I said, I have over, I think, maybe 20 characters for North Park comic book series. This is a character that I designed, that I wanted to design for as creating this world. I want to have all different types of animals, different type of characters that can fulfill this comic book series, this world that I'm creating. Because I always, when I was a little kid, I always wanted to create my own comic book world of fiction, a world that only I know the beginning, the middle, and the end to. So at this era of my life, I finally got the ability and the courage to create this world, this North Park comic book series that's gonna be very interesting to see how it's gonna turn out. Because, like I said, it took me for some years to learn and study on how did I want to create this this comic book series, with the storyline, with the just everything about it. I wanted to make it the right motion, the right timing, to be able to bring this story to life. And like I said, creating this comic book series wasn't easy, because learning how to create and understand the creation of creating a comic book series from a non-existing world to an existing world could be very challenging, and it could be very I could say a huge thing to do, because as an artist, I have many projects that I work on. So with creating this, it's more challenging, because you're not looking at something or mimicking something. You're actually coming from your own mind, your own creativity, where no one never seen this type of work. When you create from your head and bring out something, because I'm always one of those people that painted and draw stuff that I've seen in the world. So to actually go into my own creative mind to picture this magical world of my own creation, of animals and a city, and what it's gonna be like, what was the storyline, that was very challenging. So now that I got past the hard part as far as the storyline and the ideas and concepts of the characters and their personalities and their ins and out as characters, is it's gonna be amazing to see what this gonna be like. So now that you see, like, really now, as you can see, and by the way, my characters won't have no mouth, no eyes, because in my era of time now, my brand is we create comic books and we create paintings and art. We have no they have no eyes. They have no we don't need that no more. I just use that for the coloring, for the eyes, But like I said, for the far as the eyes, the mouth, none of my characters will have those types of concepts. So it's like they will be able to talk, but they would not have the physical eyes and the physical mouth. That's just something that I move towards far as my comic book series. Now, what we're gonna do now, as you can see at the top, I have a couple of circles at the top with the colors. As you can see, these are the colors that I'm gonna use in this creating this character. But before we get into that, to really be able to do what I really need to do with this character, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna create a background sort of so I can be able to make sure I have a perfect painting of this character. So what I'm gonna do, because I want some of my character, the white, I need to remove some of the whiting out of it. So what I'm gonna do is gonna make it maybe a little grayish, maybe about right there. That's cool. So now, what we're gonna do, now we're gonna get back into creating now. So now that you see now you can see more of the outline of it, and now I can be able to do what I really need to do as far as creating. It's mainly to really make sure that I get the outline right. I get the different things that I really need. So now we're gonna go back in. Let me see. No white. Okay, I understand. Now I got it. White. We want to use white. So now, there we go. Now we back in motion. See, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna make it the way I really want to touch the sharp. See the sharp. See, what the gray background does, it helps me be able to see behind the white and what I need to be able to fill in. But for those who watching this episode and don't know what type of comic book this is, I'm gonna kind of give you all the insight on what I'm doing. I'm creating a comic book series based on a New York scenery. It's gonna have all types of the history of New York, mainly Staten Island. It's gonna be based around the Staten Island comic book series. And what I decided to do with this comic book series is design every character, the whole world, and it's sort of like a tutoring to people who want to get into creating comic books or have, because everybody, every kid I think love comic books and love cartoons and funny looking characters. They're just something that we grew up on, and for me to be able to have the knowledge and the experience on how to show the world step by step on how to do it, I felt as though it was my time to be able to present to y'all Norpod comic book series. And as I create it, you all can kind of give see the insight on what it's like creating comic books and what it's like to create and draw and brainstorm and illustrate comics and what it's like. See the behind the scenes of the work. You can see it just mainly you can see everything, and that's something that I always wanted to do with my comics, with my art. Was I wanted to be able to teach others how to design, how to create, how to speak to the world through art. So this is gonna be like my first groundbreaking project of creating North Park comic book series, and at the same time I will educate the world on different techniques that I've learned over the years on how to create and design comic books. So alright, so now that y'all see that I kinda got that out the way as far as his head. See that's coming right along. I really like that. So my thing now is contemplating on what color do I want. I know the jacket gonna have to be orange. I gotta make the jacket orange. I want the jacket orange, maybe dark orange. I'm not sure, but I do really want it to have that feeling. Or I may make it red and make the head orange. I don't know. Let me see the red. I think that red. That's what I think I'll do. I will make the jacket red. I'm gonna make the jacket red, y'all. And see, that would make it would make it pop. It would give it a more dramatic feel to it. It would give the character. See, I believe colors define and tell the story, or it kind of gives the identity of everything. And red is one of those colors, either alert, danger, or something, See, I like that feel of that. And I really like the feel of this new Wacom tablet that I have. Like I said, the old one I had, it was about the same, but to actually learn how to paint on the screen of something it's much more flexible. It's much more easier for me to grasp and mask and paint over a lot of different areas that I couldn't do on the tablet because it's more time consuming as well. I can conquer, like the whole thing, and so I like this feel of it. So and one of the things that I'm still growing in the area of creating comic books is giving them their personalities, their certain characteristics, or their beliefs, or because if you really into comics and the comic book world, even video games, every video game or every cartoon character, they have their own personalities. They have their own beliefs. They have their own really what I've come to learn on creating comics is a lot of comics. I think I'm gonna make these look dark. Maybe I should make them look dark. Let me see. But what I was saying, when I come to realize creating characters and creating comic books, that I realize you have the main storyline, the main adventure, but you also, when you're creating characters, each character has their own story, their own upbringing. So it's like, how do you tie different, when you're thinking about the characters, you're thinking about how are you able to design and use each character to tell a story behind it. Because, for instance, once I create this comic book series, right, and create the whole world and able to successfully execute this comic book and really grow to admire what this comic book series will do for the world and touch people all across the world, I want to be able to branch off on each character and make comic book series of their life and how they became a part of North Park comic book series. And for those who don't know, I must tell you that once you really get into this comic book series and the storyline behind what I'm creating, it's gonna be mind blowing. It's really gonna be a story that it's really gonna be mind blowing to execute such a book. So that's what makes me more excited about this comic book series, because not only am I giving you all a journey behind the scenes of this comic book series, it's like I already know the story, the outline, the ins and outs of what it's gonna be like to create such an amazing book. And like I said, the storyline is so amazing. It's like, and the way the storyline came about was, it was I'm just gonna give you a sneak peek of how a quick story of how the storyline came about. Because like I said, it took me, I first created North Park comic book series maybe 3-4 years ago. I'm gonna say 3, maybe 4. What I did, I was making comic books. I was making, not comic books, but coloring books, and I was making alphabet graffiti letters, far as that. But at the same time, I was adding my characters. I was designing different characters, animals, that as I went along. But I never had a storyline. So last year, 2024, a real life experience happened to me where the storyline was discovered. That's all I'm gonna give you all. And just know the storyline and how the story was created behind this true life experience. It's gonna be amazing. So y'all stay tuned for what it's gonna be like, how I'm gonna create it, what I'm gonna do as far as the ins and outs of it. And like I said, each character, the world, the subways, the buildings, all that will be documented, because I want to be able to show not just the youth. I just want to be able to show everybody that support me, that's part of my fan base. I want to be able to show them, like, behind the scenes and how much energy and time consuming this is, and what it's like to produce such a book. And as I continue to create, the more I get better with the storyline. But I think this, for the first comic book series of this, the storyline is gonna be groundbreaking. Alright, so now y'all can see, as it's coming along, not really done, but you can see that it's coming along. And for those who think that it's impossible to create comic books or learn how to, I just want you all to know that how I learned, I study other artists, I study other comic book artists. I even I study what you call DC and Marvel. I study them a lot, But one thing about let me clear this up for those who paying attention to my characters. One thing about me, like I see a lot of comic book artists and people who design comic books. They create characters sort of like based around like Marvel comics and things like that, and nothing wrong with that, because I understand that when you have the modern day in time of creating comics and you want people to admire your comics, so you try to sort of like mimic what is the best or what is the idea of comic books. See, as far as like the muscular superheroes and things like that. One thing about me, when I create and want to create art, I always study other people's art and I see what the others are doing, and I try to, this is just for me. My thing is, I try to go away from what everybody else is doing. I want my own style. I want my own identity of comics. So when I'm creating my characters, I don't want my characters to look like Marvel. I don't want my characters to look like DC. Not saying that no matter how much you create, everybody has someone that they admire as far as art. And you will somewhat get a style from someone. Just like, let me give you an example. When this as far as the video games. When Grand Theft Auto came out, there was many other video games that came out with that open world where you can like pretty much travel the whole world in the video game. And when Grand Theft Auto came out, a lot of video games mimic that same style. And not saying nothing wrong with it. I'm not saying there's something wrong with it, because it was an amazing video game. And just like anything else, as far as shoes, clothing, you see a lot of people, other designers, they will mimic other designers and things, and that's cool. But see, with me, when it comes to my art, not saying I don't look at other people's art and study their art and probably get some of their ideas and then tie it into mine. I have done that before. But one thing I've learned in my process of creating, as you can see now, I'm sort of like creating, kind of giving it that feel. I really like this feel. I really like how it's coming out. So I think now what I'm gonna do is I want to sort of like I want to get this. Let me see. I want to give it that green. I want to give it them green pants. But back to what I was saying, far as the main thing the point I'm trying to really get across is there's nothing wrong with creating art and doing and being inspired by other artists, and if you choose to mimic their styles. But one thing I don't want to do, if I see thousands and thousands of other people, other artists mimicking that same style, that's something that I don't want to do. So when I'm creating my brand, my comics, my art, I want to have a separate lane. I want to be able to have my own unique way of designing, telling stories, and touching the world. So that's why when it came to me creating North Park comic book series, and a lot of people may say, well, what about say South Park comic? If you notice, North Park sound like South Park. But actually, I'm going to give you the back history of North Park. See, I don't really know much about South Park. I don't seen it on TV, and I don't seen different clippings of it. But if you from the inner cities of every city, you know that every city has a North Park. That means they have a North Park, South Park, East Park, West Park. That's just anywhere you go in the ghettos throughout America. And actually on Staten Island, there really is a place and a street. Let me say that there is actually, for those who don't know the history behind this comic books series, there is actually a street called Park. There's a South Park and a North Park. So the North Park, and like I said, once you all really get into this comic book and learn the backstory of this comic book, and you all gonna be amazed. And like I said, a lot of it ties into some of my I think I use it. You see this is like a light, so I'm gonna go back with let me see, we're gonna do a darker color. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the darker. The darker is better. So creating this is something I like to do. This is this is becoming one of my most passionate ways to create now. Using my brain to see what types of let me see here. Let me go back. Hold on. Coming along, as you all can see. Let me see. Let's get a closer look. Now it's beginning to seem like he got character, he got swag, he got that dope look, that street look. Still contemplating whether I should paint the head pink. I mean, not pink, but purple or orange. I think I'm gonna go with maybe the purple. I want to go with the purple because the purple matches. That's what I think I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go with the purple. Let's see what the purple do. Maybe if you make the purple. Let's see. Let's dive right in. And see, one of the things about creating and painting art, you can't be scared of the pen. You can't be scared of the brush or the pencil, because you have to be able to use your gift and take chances. See, when you're creating, it's like you're taking chances. This is what you call taking a chance and taking that risk to bring this into the world. Now, if you let's get even deeper with this painting. Now, here's the science and the uniqueness and the phenomenon about this character, this creation that I'm creating. All right, so here's the beauty of this. Hold on, let me see. Now what we're gonna do? We're gonna make this a little light. Maybe here. So now, the uniqueness of this, creating this, as you can see that before you all ever came in contact with Northpaw comic book series, you all never seen this character here before in your life. Never. And for me to bring this to you all through my world, and you all watch my creation at its best, you're actually seeing me bring to y'all something that you all never seen before. That's the science and power of creating art, is where if you can see, oh, I think I'm popping it off now. I think I really like this. But look, let's take a good look at this. As you can see, this character, you all never seen this character before in your life, and until today, until you begin to watch my episode. This character was never thought of, never came into existence until I brought it into existence. And that's the power of touching the world through your art. And that is the uniqueness of creating. So, as I continue to create this amazing piece, just think of, now mind you, I've been working on this storyline since last year. It took me about 2 to 3 years to create this storyline. And to actually write the storyline, and now I'm in the process of creating the characters and the whole world. So, far as the characters, I have sketched and drawn each character, and all the characters are very unique. And so now the process is actually bringing it to real life. And to actually do that, it takes a lot of time and a lot of dedication. So what I'm about to do now is, I ain't feeling really paint it all out. So once you all see the finished touches, don't be afraid to tell your friends, your family members about Northpaw comic book series, the development stages of it, and what it's like to create. Share, like, comment. All that is a part of supporting us. Even if you never bought a comic book series, a Northpaw comic book series. And by the way, if you would like to get any of Northpaw comic book series books, they're available on Amazon and also Lulu.com. Amazing books, so check them out. So now, what I'm gonna do now, I'm just gonna finish the touches of it to go through the process of creating Northpaw. I'm just gonna draw. So I want you all to stay tuned and continue to enjoy the show. And as I continue to create,